Hey there, welcome back. This is part 2 of Unleashing Your Infinite Potential. Now, you may feel stuck even though you have great ambitions, but that ends now. My name is Otto Casanova, also known as the Mindset Investor, and that is because I believe that creating generational wealth and pretty much anything, including real estate, requires 5% strategy and 95% mindset. Now, this may sound strange to some at first, but stick with this as we dive deep into the power of the mind. We have tremendous powers lying dormant within us, but society as a whole has forgotten to teach most of us about it. Fortunately, there are many around us teaching this, and I have been fortunate to study with them. What this has done for me, I would now love to share it. In fact, sharing this has become my main purpose in life. So I mentioned in the previous video that order is the first law of creation. Start getting used to these concepts, these ideas, even if you have not heard them before. In fact, remember this principle as you move along this series. Don't accept, don't reject, and definitely don't neglect anything you hear from this point on. Now, one of the main reasons we get stuck in life and sometimes don't understand why we are not getting the results that we want in life, that is because we don't have order in our minds. So we're going to create order, and we will start this journey with the most basic concept about our mind. Okay, let me ask you this first. Work with me here for a sec. Let me ask you to think right now. Think about your mind. Now, depending on what platform you're using, you may be able to tell us all in the comment section what you thought of. In other words, what do you see in the screen of your mind when I ask you to think of the mind? Did you think of the brain? Did you see a picture of the brain in the screen of your mind? Help me here, and everyone else who's watching, by honestly typing yes or no if you thought of the brain. Maybe type brain. Okay, so where am I going with this, you may ask? Well, you see, the mind is not the brain. Wait, what? So if the mind is not the brain, what is it then? That would be a very good question. Firstly, the brain is just an organ. The mind controls the brain the same way it controls everything you do, everything you say and think about on a daily basis. But here's the bottom line. If you thought of the brain, you likely saw a picture of the brain on the screen of your mind. That is because we think in pictures. Let me prove this to you. Think of a car. Do you not see a picture of a car on the screen of your mind? Think of a horse. You saw a picture of a horse. You might even be able to tell me the color of the horse. Now think of an elephant. Think of a ball. Get the picture? No pun intended. Well, maybe it was intended. But seriously, if we think in pictures and the mind is not the brain, then what do you see in the screen of your mind when you think of the mind? If you're like the great majority, you may be drawing a blank. And that is where it all begins. This is what I mean when I say we go through life without order. Now, to create order in our own minds, we must first create an image of it that we can work with. So stay tuned for the next video as we will create that image, as well list the tools we have to tap into our inner power. In the meantime, if you feel ready to springboard into a more rapid pace of learning and doing, feel free to schedule a call with me at imj.life or at themindsetinvestor.ca. That's it for today, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.